Boom! Welcome. Tuesday, August 11th, the Breaking Entering Live Show. I'm Jack.
I'm Gino.
Gino, how you feeling?
Feeling great, Jack. Caffeinated. How about you?
Okay, yeah, feeling good, feeling amazing. Presented by Tatari. Shout out to Tatari. Come on now. Tatari time. Tatari, everything you need ever when it comes to TV advertising. Talk more about them soon, Gino, but we got a great guest lineup. Let's pull it up. Let's see. What do we got here? Ooh. Gino, big time. And also a new graphic alert. Giancarlo Lanfranco and Rolando Cordova are going to join us here in a second to talk about they're regaining their full independence. They were in a minority stake with Service Plan owned in them. They bought it back. We're going to talk about it. Lauren Koopa, I like that. Went that direction. Lauren Cooper and Cara Johnson, creative directors at Uncommon, talking about the 10-foot hairball that they made and rolled around New York City for K18 Hair. You got Frank Cartagena, Gino.
Yep, new agency. He was the CEO of Mullenlow. And that kind of got folded into the Omnicom IPG acquisition, and now he started a new agency. We're going to be talking all about that AI-focused.
Paul Marvucic is going to talk to us about UGC, the creator world. I feel like it's like this underground universe of, you see it all the time on your TikTok feed, UGC, you see like creator marketing, these like very niche specific creators creating like thousands of TikToks, trying on clothes. Paul, I think, runs a couple of these programs. Also, all of the employee-generated content that's becoming important, employee creator programs with Gap and Starbucks. We're going to talk to Paul about how all of this comes to be and how marketers should be thinking about it. But Gino, let's get on with the show. Our top story, let's bring him in. Giancarlo and Rolando, welcome to the show. How are we doing?
Hey, so nice to see you guys. We're very, very happy and great to be connected today.
Of course. Congratulations on becoming independent again. Feels good. I thought I saw something. Did I read something that you guys want to be compared to as a street taco cart? High quality, small, nimble. Was that the comparison you all made?
Yeah, I mean, since we started the agency, I think I think we're now on half. It was always about doing like great ideas and let's see if the clients come or not, right? Because we started the agency by two creatives, so it's almost like the kitchen without a salesperson that is the account, right? So it was always, let's put a good dish, and if they come back, they pick it, they taste it, they like it. So I think that's a little bit of the philosophy. No bureaucracy, very nimble. And so far, the clients have been coming back, so it's great because I would say the hot dog cart on our case is a more Peruvian. It will be a ceviche cart. It's selling some ceviche, so it's great.
Incredible.
It feels like a small family doing all together. Yes.
Yeah, it's a family business. Can we back up? Maybe let's explain. So what happened? What did we hear today? I believe it was reported in Ad Age on the Scoop. But what is going on right now?
Okay, so I mean, just for a bit of context, we're still a quite new agency. I think this is our 5th year. So a Service Plan, that is, independent network, bought a stake on LNC 3 years ago. At the time, we were very small. It was literally Rolo and I and a couple of freelancers in our apartment. It was like a year and a half after we started the agency. And they gave us a lot of, operational systems, from offices to access to talent, the media agency, help us grow to the moment that we're now. So at this point, we were like 3 years on the partnership, and we decided, to take a little bit of a different route and get back the full control, to have more, I would say, flexibility and also expansion. We currently have a studio in Peru, but the studio source, like all our work for the US or global. And we didn't really focus on LATAM clients that now we're actually thinking on. So I think that was also part of the decision to expand and have a little bit of control back. But still, having great relationship with them, I think that was sort of the idea behind, right, Rolo?
Yeah, I think it's important, and it's not always easy, like especially when you take a different path, working with the people that is really nice, and they talk about, creativity and ideas, and they always push for that. And it was a little bit of a hard decision, but I guess if you own your future, then you can take control of the opportunities that will come, no?
So what now, in 3 months from now, We're going to look back at this conversation. What needs to happen to catch that momentum from here on out?
I think we're still growing our office in New York. We're 32 people now full time, but we're gaining some momentum with new clients this year, like Tiffany, Navan, Turo. So I think it's consolidating, bringing new talent, especially on the creative side and new business. And I would say, I don't know if in 3 months, but more likely in 6 month time period to open an office in South America. We're thinking Mexico, to serve obviously Central America and also South. So that's a little bit the next steps. Consolidate a bit more in the US, keep growing the agency, and also keep growing the clients we currently have, and open an office there.
Okay.
Gino's still thinking in quarterly earnings talk. That's his holding company brain working there.
We have to move at 3 times the speed of culture, Jack.
There's I mean, obviously for you all, things change, but things don't change. Like I imagine you're probably thinking to yourself. So I don't know, like what are the thoughts now? Like broadly speaking, for the agency, think about like when you started it. What have you learned about the agency? And then now for the next 5 years, have your aspirations changed? Can you just walk us through the mindset now?
No, that's great. I think as every business, even though we're on a creative business, you learn and you think some things are gonna go some way, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, you adjust. And I think that's the cool thing of being independent, being entrepreneurs, as we all are. So it's like being able to adjust things because, again, the things, you might have problems sometimes, you might have success, but you need to keep adapting, right? Like if you evolve, you adapt. And I think that's what we've been doing well because, again, we started the agency basically with the two of us. Now we serve global clients, local clients in the US, a few a little bit in Europe, and we're still a small agency, 30 people, and doing a lot of highly creative work, we'll say. So I think going back to that, it's just adapting, being able to adapt and change, and I think the more control you have on that adaptation, the better you can sort of react to changes, right? So I think that's part of that decision too. I don't know, Rolo, if you want to add a little bit more.
Yeah, I think we deeply believe in optimism because, I mean, we always say optimism power creativity. Without that, it's like you cannot face, the challenge because, I mean, like it's not easy when you are independent. Some days are great, but some others are, like really challenging. So that's why you have to find, that mindset that keeps you focusing in the optimism that you can always find something better because you will face a lot of challenge and problems along the way. No?
Well, Gino, I just want to say my early front runner for Ad Asia Small Agency next year is LNC. That's just
they do well.
Me.
I was going to say
it's never
service
too early
plan
to start predicting. It's never too early to start just getting those predictions, those takes out. Gino.
I'll tell you what, Service Plan is losing an award-winning shop. They're no strangers to a Cannes Lion Grand Prix. Jag A-list newcomer agency of the year, one of the best indies in the world right now. So best of luck to you all in this new chapter. Independence again. Looking forward to watching. Jack said it. Small agency of the year. Watch
That's
out
my pick. It's my early pick. That's just my early pick. So we can come back to this conversation next year, and we'll be talking about it.
I think we'll do.
Awesome.
No, thank you guys.
Thank you both so much. Appreciate it.
For having us.
That was Giancarlo and Rolando. They've got their agency back. They got the swagger back. Why not? Come on.
Exciting
a little
times.
bit of momentum, huh?
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to do the kind of gut approach of a new office every 6 months.
Yeah. Where do you go from there? I know that they're talking a big part of it, around the international expansion. Gino, to work wherever the hell you want, start an office wherever you want. I get it. You know what else? Who else gets it? It's Tatari, Gino. Shout out to Tatari. All right, you want to hit this ad read?
Yes, sir.
You kick it off.
Tatari time.
Let's
Can you give me a sound effect or something?
Yeah, I got
here?
you. Tatari time.
All right, if you're an agency, you've had this conversation, your client's maxed out on paid social and search, and they're asking what's next. For a lot of brands, the answer is TV, but whether your agency is new to TV or already buying CTV, building a complete offering can mean adding more partners, more platforms, and more reporting complexity. Tatari gives agencies a simpler way in. Whether you want a full service control or a more hands-on partnership where Tatari Teams runs point, you can plan, buy, and measure linear TV, streaming, and online video in one platform without handing off the client relationship or building a large specialized TV team.
You keep the client relationship, create new revenue opportunities, and give clients another scalable channel when their existing media mix starts to plateau. And because Tatari buys directly from publishers, more of the budget goes towards media instead of unnecessary ad tech fees today. More than 400 plus brands and agencies trust Tatari to plan, buy, and measure TV. Take DAC, a full funnel media agency that used Tatari to bring linear and streaming together for its clients. They unlocked premium inventory that programmatic couldn't get alone and saw double-digit growth. So when a client asks, what should we test next? Go to frickin' Tatari. Check them out in the comments in the description. Thank you, Tatari. Shout out to Tatari.
Thank you.
On with the show, Gino. Another Gap music video has hit the timeline.
Oh, yes, Jack.
Exciting day. You wake up. It's like Christmas morning every time this happens. Gap releases another, I think, early warning signs are saying it's a heater. It's an absolute banger. You got Malcolm Todd here singing to the classic song by Robin, Dancing on My Own.
Oh, I love that song.
And then, yeah. And so what do you got about this
And
one?
you got
Gino?
the other-
Indy Navarrete.
Look, Indy Navarrete.
Yeah.
She was the star in Obsession too. So you got a little bit of Hollywood entertainment up and coming, like new star here, and this dude over here who people are liking as well. The formula for Gap is fairly simple. Millennial song, new Gen Z up and coming artists that people love, put them together, make a music video. You have a Gap ad, ladies and gentlemen. You break the internet.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, it's just beautiful. I mean, they just cannot miss. They cannot miss. They've got the formula down. They've got their AI. You could easily, like, AI agent, like, figure, if you have this exact formula, like, give me an up and coming artist that just hit the top 100 in the last 3 months, plus the top 5 song from 2003.
Yep.
And like you honestly, like for research purposes, but of course the magic is in who they pick and who they cast.
Totally. I mean, there's an art to it, right, Jack? There might be science too, but I think this one's a new ripple here.
Science.
There's a new ripple here with this this actress, which is a nice touch, and I like that this Malcolm Todd dude, is singing the song.
Yeah.
And it's custom, like the Gap enlisted him to sing this song for this ad specifically. It's original content.
That's right. They did this with Sienna Spiro as well. Sienna Spiro sang The Climb with a choir, and so obviously that was a cover as well. Gino, I want to take you down a timeline because I think that what Gap has done the last 3 years, I don't think you can overstate the comeback and like where they were and where they've come in this time. I want to note, April 2023, Invisible Dynamics agency that was hired then, also the agency on this, gets hired. And I was doing some research, pretty much zero social presence on TikTok and Instagram. Like just weren't posting.
Wow.
Or they at least wiped the feed clean. And then in July 2023, I think this is the massive moment, but you bring on CEO Richard Dixon, and then Invisible Dynamics gets cooking, starts getting the social going. February 2024 is kind of a breakthrough moment for the brand with this drop of #Linen Moves, the music video with Tyla. They're doing Back on 74 by Jungle, which was a very popular song at that time. Zach Posen comes in as CCO and creative director. Then you bring on Fabiola Torres as CMO. And then you get into May through July 2025, they're just cooking. They're cooking on Instagram and TikTok, 40 million impressions per month. And then it all kind of, this powder keg fills to a point where Cat's Eye comes in, 513 million organic impressions in August of 2025.
Incredible.
With Cat's Eye. And from then on, you've just seen a brand that went from the depths of hell to now the pinnacle of glory for what a brand can do in about 3 years. And honestly, the turnaround really climaxed with Cat's Eye, so about 2 years in.
I mean, can I just call something out here? If we pull that back up, that image there from you, JR, please. The foundation of it is the ad agency.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It starts with
100%.
the ad agency, and it all comes on after that.
One can assume that the linen, this like music video style, you could assume kind of comes from Invisible Dynamics, if you think about the timing of it. And you see Fabiola Torres like kind of inherits a brand that CEO Richard Dixon clearly had a plan for.
Yep.
And a very clear plan. And you just see it, like if you just look at their social feeds alone and like you do the research like I did, you just see this obvious prioritization of social media, of like doing things that are entertaining, building impressions, organic impressions, I might add, and then letting the brand follow that and taking over
Wonderful thing.
the internet.
And it wasn't overnight. It's like they didn't just come up with this strategy of let's do this music video style. I mean, we've seen it back then. And what was the year? Like 2024. The agency started in 2023. 3 years ago of thinking about this stuff. It's not an overnight success.
Yeah, and so how long can it go? How long do you think that you can do this playbook that we were talking about?
I wrote, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's still working for me, Jack, and I'm watching this stuff close, like a hawk.
Think about the Sonic Two Guys campaign that ran on TV commercials, like way more and like a way quicker cadence. Like it was coming up every time you watch TV for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So
and it's not like it's good content. It's like
I know, it's good
actually
content.
it's just music.
Yeah, I went back to it. So, I mean, I just think you can't understate what Gap has been able to do. And also Old Navy, same kind of family. So pretty interesting to see the growth there. Gino, let's go on to the next story.
What do we got here? Hinge No Ordinary Love, a continuation of a campaign that started back in 2024, Jack. I didn't make a nice little presentation like you did, but we know it goes back to No Ordinary Love goes back to 2024, telling love stories about Hinge, how people met on Hinge. In 2024, it was zines. You know what
Like
those
magazines?
are? Yeah. That's what the cool kids call it, zines.
Yeah.
And that was Jackie Jantos, the CMO then, and then we fast forward to today. It's the year 3 of this No Ordinary Love campaign. They're bringing it to an audiobook now. Love stories told in audiobook format, available on Spotify and Libby, which is a library app, Jack.
Yeah, my favorite iteration of this campaign is on the subway. The subway stories, like, I don't know what you call them, but they had these like long paragraphs on the subway, which is the only place where you could put an ad like that and have it actually work.
That's a great take.
Because you're sitting there and you're on the subway, and most times your phone, you don't have connection anyways, so you're actually looking at the subway billboard for an extended period of time. That was my favorite iteration, just made sense to me. Audiobooks though, is this gonna get you to start listening to audiobooks? Is it like 50 Shades of Grey? Like what kind of audiobook?
Listen, I'm going to have to listen and find out. I will let you all know. But what I do know, Spotify, we reported on it last week. Spotify is testing and rolling out a skip ad feature on podcasts. So content creators that are putting up their own content, have their own sold in ad reads. You can now skip it if you're a premium user. So to me, this is a great play by Hinge, and you're going to see it from other brands, audiobooks, other forms of entertainment. We go back to the audio listening experience specifically. You can't skip an ad because the whole thing's an ad. Jack.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful take. What a take. It's so true as well. And I think that we're going to talk about it here more in a second, but the way that brands show up just across these platforms, like you just can't show up as an interruption anymore. Because the platform is either going to take you out or the user is going to take you out because they won't engage with anything that you do. You're getting squeezed from both sides. You can't really hack it anymore on these platforms that the brands don't own. So the brands have to play by their rules and create something worth paying attention to.
In a year from now, I predict everything that we consume that's entertainment will be funded by a brand.
Boom.
Thank you.
That's a Gino take. Speaking of brands, Spider-Man, $300 million earned for their brand partners in media value. It's a Hollywood record. We talked about it. We posted about it on our Instagram. Over 160 brands participated.
Oh my goodness.
In Spider-Man. So most of those are like around the movie, but a handful of those are actually in the movie where, you know, Spidey senses are tingling. His Spidey tracker is a Samsung. His Uber is a BMW. His pizza of choice is Little Caesars. So it's interesting. You think about the way that brands are showing up in Hollywood. The Blockbuster is one of the surefire places to get reach and like actually show up and get your brand in front of people, and you know that they'll see it. But of course, you run the risk of it coming off as gauche. Is that the word?
What does that mean?
Like just like not cool.
Oh.
But your
Chuggy?
thoughts? Yeah, chuggy, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about Spider-Man itself, of like the target audience. There's an article is like the target audience for Spider-Man is anywhere from like 7 to 90 years old.
Sure.
It's like Legos.
Sure.
Like anybody can potentially watch this thing. So you got that Marvel like kind of backing to this. You got a great product that everybody's going to enjoy. It's fair game. It was literally open season for brands to come in there and like be a part of it. And they capitalized. 300 plus $1 million.
If you go to our Instagram, we posted about it. I thought the comments were super interesting because we put out this poll and like kind of prompted our audience to be like, do you care that much about the brands being there? Does it like interrupt the experience for you, or do you not mind? And like it's kind of like a nice little like, oh, it's cool to see like it feels like they're actually in a real world by seeing a brand that's in real world in here. And there's some good comments. I feel like the majority of people are saying like, I don't really mind. Best Marketing Newsletter chimes in that there's a lot more than he thought. And then I like this comment. I mean, I don't mind product placements until it's cars because they do it terribly. You mean to tell me that the orphaned, mind-possessing villain happened to get the newest flagship BMW as her Uber, LOL. So I love that comment, so good.
What was the poll result? 57% were bothered by?
Yeah, we put out the poll and 57% of people said it was annoying and is kind of interrupting, which honestly was much lower than I thought. I feel like people just generally don't love when they see brands kind of like insert themselves. But that means 43% of people didn't really mind seeing all those brand partnership integrations in Spider-Man.
And keeping in account that this movie had some of the highest revenue from brand partnerships, like an excessive amount of those integrations. So if 47% of people don't mind that,
oh my God, you're taking that every time. That's why they keep making these sequels.
And people are gonna watch it.
Yeah, they're gonna. That's exactly right. And to your point, like it hits such a wide audience. You're targeting anyone that exists. Like everyone's gonna go see the Spider-Man movie, so it makes sense. Before we get into our interviews, Gino, one last story. Dollar Tree has a new agency. The creative AOR is not dead. Despite early reports, I am here to tell you that the creative AOR still has a place for brands, Gino.
And the agency that's fighting for it, Tombras. In addition to Dollar Tree, which they just run creative AOR, they're true creative AOR and media, I believe, for Starkist, Charlie the Tuna. And they also won Sonic Drive-In and Baskin Robbins just this year. The Knoxville-based agency does it again, another AOR under their belt.
Yeah, you think about some agencies are kind of taking the position of we want to do project work, we want to have those kinds of relationships. Tombras is pretty much just like we will not take on a client unless it's an AOR. It feels like at this point. So it's a good kind of filtering system depending on what your brand that you're looking for. I think it's interesting. Dollar Tree, it's their first ever creative AOR.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, it's the fourth largest U.S. retailer by household penetration, Jack.
Household penetration starts one household at a time. Everyone knows that. Greg Guadagni told us that. But they kind of talk about in the Ad Age article reporting it. They don't have an awareness problem. They said that if they can get some of their infrequent buyers to come back one more time, it's $1 billion sales opportunity.
Totally.
So yeah, I understand that because to me, my experience with Dollar Tree is always like, if I'm going to get something for a party, or I'm in a bunch, or I'm like just driving by, and it's like, hey, can you pick up some ice?
So like cards for like birthdays and gifts and stuff. I'll do a Dollar Tree card.
Similar experience to like a Walgreens for me. But
they got the pharmacy at the Walgreens though. I feel like that helps people get in there.
And I do think of Walgreens as a little bit more premium because of the fact that Dollar Tree is all about price promotion. It's like their only thing.
It seems like they're going to go a little bit beyond the price promotion.
They're doing some brand building, it feels like, in the work that's going to drop. But can Dollar Tree do it? Some of these stores, like Dollar Tree hasn't really embraced the whole, e-commerce thing. And I feel like they still are like foot traffic heavy in terms of sales.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. This CMO was revealing about this up and coming campaign.
I love that.
He was giving the little insight. He's like, this campaign is going to be focused on the thrill of the hunt. Okay. Gave us that teaser here. Yeah. And I forgot what else he said, but the thrill of the hunt. The thrill of the hunt.
How much thrill of an experience can the Dollar Tree be? We will find out this fall, Gino. So those are some of the big stories. Let's get into our interviews, Gino. Our first one, do you want to tee this one up?
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely absurd. This is some of the stuff that is going viral right now in New York City. It might be crossing your algorithm as well. In New York City, there's a 10-foot hairball rolling through the streets, and nobody quite understands what it's for. It's been going crazy, Jack. This is made of real hair. Rolling around the streets. You saw it yourself,
I
Jeff.
saw it myself. I got tipped off. And by tipped off, I mean that Uncommon told me that it was happening. So it's for K18 hair. They're talking about hair loss. They're trying to, bring some attention to it. Why would we explain it when the creative directors that worked on it can talk with us? Let's bring in Lauren and Cara to talk about it right now. How are you both doing?
Hello, we are good. Happy to be joining you in the newsroom.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome.
we love your newsroom.
Love
Really.
your newsroom as well. Thank you,
Thank you.
for this. That's
Right.
exposed brick, people. That's real exposed brick.
That's real.
That's how you know we're cool.
We can zoom in on it later.
Well, do we have a picture of the hairball, JR,
Yeah.
that we can throw up on the screen?
Yeah, we got to show these people because I just want maybe can one of you just explain what's happening right now while we show the audience the hairball?
Yeah, definitely. So here's the backstory. The backstory is that K18 has a product coming out this week called Future IQ. And the number on it is that it can save an individual person up to 19,000 hairs. And so figuring out how to contextualize that and make that visible, we figured, well, how many hairs is 19,000 in a city of 8.5 million like New York? And that's how
It's
we
a whole
came
lot of
up with
hair.
a giant 8 to 10 foot tall hairball. And that's what you're seeing now. A giant ball made of actual hair rolling rampant through the city, because what's the point of making a hairball if nobody's terrified by it?
So this is like a crazy idea. Was the usage of hallucinogenics involved in the concepting of this idea, or can we talk about where this idea came from?
We cannot confirm or deny.
No, but it wasn't, they weren't not.
Sure,
Honestly,
of course.
We were walking down the street and we were thinking, what would absolutely blow people's minds as a way to visualize a ton of hair?
Yeah.
We're like, hairball.
Yeah, giant hairball. Also, we were thinking what would be fun for us to do, was that's our sort of number one job, just to have fun.
So so it's a combination of those two worlds.
You make it sound so easy, right? You go, okay, we found out this stat, 19,000 hairs with an average person. So we just imagined all the hair of New Yorkers, and that obvious idea was the hairball. I guess what are the revisions? What were some of the other ideas that you guys came up with as well? Or was this the first thing you're like, this has to be it? It's obvious. And Shep Nasty was like, this is it. Sam Shepard, the CCO of New York. Of course. Was he like, this is approved right away? Was it that simple?
We will be calling him Shep Nasty moving forward.
Great.
Thank you for that. We did have some other ideas on the table, but it just felt like once people saw this comp that we had made of a giant ball of hair sitting in the middle of the street in the city, it just clicked for everyone.
Yeah. And I think our favorite thing, just for us personally, is when a bunch of people ask the question of can we even do that? Is that even possible? Is it legal? And that's for us our sign to really go hard, really make sure we're making it. So we definitely had other ideas too, but this was the one that everybody was like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great.
And
Yeah.
big shout out to the K18 clients, their whole team. They were so great to work with. They've been amazing as far as letting us run with these crazy ideas and supporting the whole way through.
Yeah, they have a really good eye for a fun idea, and they love social traction.
I mean, I feel
think this
like
built around.
you say they have a good eye. I mean, I would say the same thing if they picked my idea. If they're this idea.
You got to compliment them when you
I,
think you're gonna say.
I do wanted to bring that up because K18, not necessarily known for stunty advertising, at least not that I know of. So for them, for the client, not that you should speak on behalf of them, but when you're coming up with this idea, where you're this is an opportunity to really make a big splash, and then kind of almost proving the idea, or making it make sense and logical for them to do it based on their marketing.
I think they knew that they wanted to do something big and splashy and stunty. Whether or not they've done it in the past, I feel like they wanted this to be a big moment for this new product.
Yeah, I think they have an appetite for it moving forward too. I think, when they've got a recent CMO addition, so I think she's really helping to push it. Her name's Cleo Mack. And also I think there's just K18 has like a cult following. I'm like a religious user of their hair mask. But other than the people who already know about K18, people don't know about it. And it's like it's just an industry that's flooded with films and ads and influencers, right? So getting like crazy stunts out that actually break through is needed.
Fantastic. Can we talk about the ball itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it made of? Is it real hair? Where you find the hair? Is there anybody inside of it rolling around? I was thinking, like, what are those like those big plastic hamster ball wheels?
Yeah. You guys know ball? You guys know ball?
Oh, we
Definitely
know
ball.
ball. We've said the word ball at least once every single day for the past 3 months, so we know it.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. It is made with real hair. We included tons of different colors, tons of different hair textures to give it that very disgusting look.
Grotesque.
We wanted it to look really gnarly and look like it was like pulled out of millions of shower drains and discarded hair from hairbrushes. That was all just kind of globbed together to create this monstrosity.
Yeah, it's been dyed, it's been color treated, it's been heat treated, it's been glued. So really like going through the pressure test that all real hair goes through.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we also, as far as how it moved, that's a little bit of movie magic. As you see, there was some pushing, there was some remote control car involved, there was some robotics involved, but
Whoa.
yeah, suffice it to say, ball is life.
There was nobody inside.
There's
was like-
nobody inside.
All right.
Kind of gross, don't you?
I touched it. I touched it. I'll say it.
Yeah, how did it feel?
How was that
Felt
for you?
good. Felt good. Felt good to feel
Yeah,
something for
have
once.
you been dreaming about it? Have you washed that hand yet?
No, I haven't. I mean, I haven't had my weekly shower yet, so I haven't had.
He only
a chance to
showers
wash
once
them
per
up.
week. That's
That
confirmed.
makes sense.
I
And when you touch the hairball, you really touch all of New York City. So
Yeah.
I
you're
know.
connected.
That's what I was
Bonded with
thinking. It
everyone.
felt like a moment of connection. The other thing I wanted to ask was, how does one go about sourcing? Like, do you have to find someone to build this? Who is building this?
Yes, so we actually worked with this really cool company of guys who work out of a warehouse somewhere deep in Connecticut. And their main job, funny enough, is making like movie props and specifically haunted house props.
Perfect.
So yeah, they were like perfectly suited for this. This is right up their alley. We were like, the more grotesque, the better. And they were like, yeah, we got you. No problem.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Incredible.
gearing up for Halloween season right now, so this is probably good timing.
Interesting.
They were like really, really cool theater nerds. They were like, we'll put some PVC pipes in there. We'll put some inner tubes in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it needs to be a little heavier? No problem. We got dumbbells. Like they just were like, cool,
Yeah,
anything
they
we
really
wanted.
MacGyvered it together for us.
And then the experience of I watch you guys do kind of the shoot and rolling it around New York City. Was there anything that stood out to you in terms of someone's reaction? Was there anything like that? Obviously, everyone was freaked out, but anything from the shoot day?
Yeah.
I feel like we got so many reactions that we were hoping for, which is like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And people, trying to take selfies with the ball. Of course, everybody coming in and recording their own content and being like, you never know what you're gonna see in New York. All of that stuff was like absolute gold for us.
Yeah, there was like a really good mix too of some parents and dog parents being like, go touch it, go smell it, go look at it. And then some just like yanking their children away.
Don't get ran over by the tumble hair.
Yeah.
Which is probably a big concern too. Like you have to be careful about that. But you have millions of views now. Lots of impressions are going around on social. I believe today, and I could be mistaken, but today isn't the activation at Gavinsport Plaza. It's like a free event where they're going to give out some of the product samples to finally kind of close the loop between what is this and the brand. Is that correct?
That's going down tomorrow. Yes.
Got it.
Gansworth Plaza. The hairball is going to be there, and K18's doing like a bigger launch moment for Future IQ.
Yes.
So do you guys? I want to. I guess it's not the worst problem to have in the world, but like all these people saw it and they posted about it. But of course, in those videos, like you can't really like explain that it's a brand thing at that moment. So for you all, is that something that you're thinking about? You were thinking about knowing like it's going to make a big splash, but then how do we capitalize that? How do we like get people to actually understand what this is?
Yeah, so I will say on the client side, the brand team's doing a really good job of showing up in the comments of all those videos and hinting, which has been really cool in terms of a brand, like a client partnership thing. They're showing up, they're dropping links so everybody starts to understand. And then they've already started dropping teasers to the fact that they've got this event coming, we've got a brand film coming. So all those loops should be closed. We've also got influencers who got a little more information who are helping to close the loop for us. So not super worried. And at the end of the day, it's like a giant hairball. Everybody's talking about it. The more conversation, the better.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the people that want to close the loop will figure out how to do that. They'll Google search. They'll see the
Exactly.
It
press
is smart to get
release.
into the comment sections if you're the brand.
Really
and,
smart.
Like that is like a
Yeah.
good way to at least like mitigate that kind of, you know, making sure you're capturing at least some of that attention. And of course, also the breaking and entering video will be dropping later today. My boots on the ground journalism. So stay tuned for that.
Nicely done job to you both and the rest of the Uncommon team. This was fantastic.
Yeah, congratulations. And we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Sounds
Boom.
good. Thanks, guys.
That was Lauren
Thank you.
and Cara, creative duo, the CDs over at Uncommon that made a giant hairball. You know?
Yes, it is.
You reach the pinnacle of your career when you get at least 8 feet of hair in diameter rolling around New York City. It was quite interesting. It was really fascinating to see this thing roll down the street in Chinatown and how many people had a reaction to it. Because it's insane. Like, it's an insane thing to see.
Yeah, it's a stunt, and it did its job. Another thing that did its job, Jack, was this live billboard stunt that Netflix put out.
Ooh,
I think everybody saw this.
Can we talk about this? This live billboard is crazy.
Yeah.
This
this
guy, you know what's crazy? I actually thought it was a hologram, but it's a real guy. They put a dude in the billboard to promote this movie, The Last House, and he's actually up there. He's getting paid. I think I saw somewhere he's getting paid like $75,000 a day.
Yep.
Or something like that.
I think it might have been total for 3
Total?
days.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal. You stay up there as long
is
as they got
great.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, for sure. As long as they got Netflix.
You and tag your one at that
Yeah,
you would
who
stay
you-
up there with.
Who could you do this with? My one take from this is that unfortunately the movie marketing far surpasses the quality of the movie itself.
I've heard about that.
So I think a lot of people don't like the movie. Kind of sucks, but this movie marketing. This is a joke, by the way. This isn't real. But the movie marketing just absolutely mogs the actual movie, and like you can't let that happen. The movie marketing just destroys it, and then it kind of like is a shitty experience almost.
Yeah,
because you're like, oh, I went to watch the movie.
Overpromise,
Really.
under-deliver.
Yeah, that's my
That's my life motto.
But yeah, I thought it was crazy.
Yeah, people were talking about this for Netflix. There was no toilet in there, but he did leave, apparently. It was reported by a publication that he would leave out the back, and there was some sort of illusion to make it look like he was still there. He would leave for bathroom breaks, and
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So,
Gino, I got a couple notes for you from the comment section. Spidey's web is growing. We're talking about Spider-Man, all the brand partnerships. And Cal Kennedy says Spider-Man is the new David Beckham.
Spider-Man is the new David Beckham. I like that.
Spider-Man is the new
Who said
David
that?
Beckham.
That was good.
That's Cal Kennedy. Shout out to Cal Kennedy.
Cal's good. I just talked to him
Graphic
yesterday.
and product design graduate. Shout out to Cal.
Yeah.
And yeah, that the movie marketing stuff has really been a key central theme in marketing for the last probably 2 years.
Yeah.
With like Marty Supreme. I just think that people got excited about Disclosure Day. People got excited about obviously the Odyssey because it's just a blockbuster hit.
I feel like they didn't have any brand partnerships. Like,
That's the interesting thing is that Christopher Nolan did no influencer marketing. for it.
he is purist.
He's a
if you will.
He like doesn't
And
have a
it's-
phone.
What has more box office sales?
Probably the Odyssey. But also the Odyssey is like you can only watch it in 70 millimeter.
I know you got. I can't.
It's
even
like this. It's
forget
like
it.
this live show. We should be playing this live show in 70 millimeter.
Yeah, I mean, like all the stories we're talking about. You know, the hinge of an audiobook, a music video, a dude in a billboard. I posted about this already on LinkedIn. It's a great time to work in advertising. All you have to do is not make an ad.
Yeah.
A giant tumble hairball.
Notice we're not talking about any TV commercials, Gino. But if you are interested in TV commercials or any type of advertising or strategy behind it and knowing the data, shout out to our exclusive data partner, Tracksuit. Tracksuit, Gino. I had a stat for you earlier, but the Tracksuit with Gap talking about the way that they've been able to capture awareness is just insane. They've got all the stats for Gap and more, but this episode is brought to you by Tracksuit. Look We all know this is an ad. Before your eyes and ears glaze over, answer one question. When's the last time your strategy was based on current data? Most brand tracking runs on last year's numbers. Tracksuit doesn't. It's continuous brand health data, awareness, consideration, perception, updated every month, so you're never bringing a stagnant deck to a live conversation.
That's a
Think
bar.
of it as your GPS, not your rear view mirror. I actually take out the rear view mirror in my car
too.
because I'm never looking backwards. Shows you exactly where you stand before you make your next move. Tracksuit, up and running in 30 days. Go tracksuit.com. Link is in the comments and the description of the show.
Go Tracksuit, go Tracksuit, go.
Who else is going?
Frank Cartagena, founder of OK Future. Remember, he was the CEO of Mullenlow. Now he's got a new agency here. He was also our first interview in New York City when we moved here around 2 years ago.
Do not look up that interview. It's one of the worst pieces of content.
It got better over time here, but
quality is terrible.
I'm not even going to overview his agency, what it's all about, because we're going to talk to him. We're going to hear from him firsthand.
Yeah, that's right. He's going to be on in a second, Gino.
Wow.
Frank he was the U.S. CEO at Mullenlow. So Mullenlow, do you have a little bit of history for us on Mullenlow?
Yeah, I mean, Mullenlow, probably one of the best branded agencies when it comes to like their old design system, and like, you know, Cavallo used to work there as well. She did a stint there. I think it was after Martin Agency was promoted to Mullenlow, and then Frank was in there too. But a great agency that's so sadly no longer around here. So that's your little history lesson there.
Yeah, and Frank obviously spent some time at Mullenlow as the U.S. CEO, and then he's been in stealth. I mean, as far as you can, you know, be in stealth.
Freaking busy.
He has been busy. I'm just texting him right now. Mm-hmm. I'm texting him right now, and we're gonna get him on the show here in a
Mullenlow
second.
to me was a Boston-based agency. Just my old perception of it. It was big in Boston. It was like Mullenlow, like Digitas. Arnold, I think, was like the circuit of Boston. Just so if anybody cares.
Yeah, I mean, Boston, Arnold does the progressive, right?
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? Uncle Rick?
Dr. Rick.
I'm just texting right now. This is just classic.
It's okay. I mean, he's doing his damn thing. Another story I was going to bring up. Jack was right, ladies and gentlemen. Jack was right. We were talking about sorority rush talk, specifically with the University of Alabama, which is known for their Greek life. Jack said a couple weeks ago that he predicts brands will jump on the bandwagon and put their brands or products within the Rush Talk series because of all the eyeballs it gets. And it comes out Nike got involved. Nike put up a truck outside the sorority of Gamma Phi Beta, the G Phis in Alabama, and put a truck that you can get custom embroidered hoodies. So a little interactive element there. It's now been captured on social. And there's some other brands too that have hopped on this trend. Jack was right, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't disagree with Jack. I thought that was a great take. But I want you all to know that Jack was right. This is actually a show that knows what we're talking about.
It had to happen. You felt like the embers of it. But with that, we'll talk about Rush Talk in a second because Frank Cartagena is joining the show right now. Frank, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Were you guys just killing time till we figured out the tech?
Yeah, but we did a pretty good job.
I mean, we did a pretty good job.
Did a good job?
We did a decent job.
I couldn't see it. I was just in a blank void.
Of course. Well, listen, speaking of time, some time has passed since we last talked. You've been busy.
Do you remember?
Of course. Yeah, Gino was just talking about our first in-person interview in New York was with you.
I thought the irony is interesting, where you guys were bright-eyed, bushy-tailed coming from Chicago to start your thing from your apartment. Now look at you. I was the CEO, and now we've flipped. You guys have, we'll say you've made it, and I'm just starting out. So let's, congratulations.
I wouldn't say that, but hey, founder to founder. Hey, in game respect game.
Peer to peer.
Yeah, Frank, if you want us to toss you some suggestions, just.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No, Frank, you're a legend, obviously. Very well respected in the industry and just have had an incredible career. But now you're starting your own thing. So how does it feel? It must feel like very different from the rest of your career.
Yeah, I think probably similar to how you guys experience it. Like, is it going to work? I'm on this is day two, if you think about it. So we went public with it yesterday. I've been working on it for probably 6 months. So there's sort of like that kind of mode where you go month and month and month, and you're like, when is this thing going to come out? And finally, so I think every emotion, I think right now I'm sort of feeling tired, but happy and relieved, and now we can get to work.
I'm so excited for you, Frank. We're cheering you on here. I think the Ad Age article did a great job. The headline was, "You launch an agency with AI across the business." And I think that it's probably fair to say that a lot of people are using AI nowadays. So I'm curious, like, how are you guys using it differently? Is it just more ingrained in the process? Can you help clarify for us?
Yeah. So I think that there's a couple things. When I look at this like a brief from a client, what would you do if you were going to start a business today versus 3, 5, 10 years ago? And, I've led now coming off of leading Mullen Lowe and other agencies creatively, you kind of see how the sausage is made internally. And it's very hard right now. And a lot of companies are doing it and trying, but it's almost going in the reverse direction where you're bolting AI onto an existing system versus starting it from scratch, which I think is an interesting premise. But with that said, I do think that the difference is less about using AI and more about how does a company that's really what we want to do is compete creatively with the top of our industry. How do we use AI in order to make that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like it'd be fair to say that like if you're starting any sort of endeavor at this point, like you're using AI. And it's like there's a difference I think between an agency that's using AI and an AI agency. Because I feel like we saw a few of those pop up in the like last year or two where it was
10
like
million robots.
Yeah, it's like we don't need people when we have AI. But I think it's different. I just feel like it's a different game.
Yeah, I don't think that I feel like we've been going through different sort of phases with AI. The first one was like fear, which is like we're all going to lose our jobs. And then it kind of happened, and then companies backtracked and started hiring other people. Now we're in what I would call the judgment phase, where people are all talking about like creative ideas and judgment. And that's also it's right. But I think what I'm trying to do is whenever I looked at the agencies that I was working at, there was always a smaller group of people, and that wasn't just creatives, that was strategists, account people. There are pockets of great work coming out of agencies, but there are pockets. So how do you take those pockets and then give them the best tools to make them, it's not more people necessarily, but it's more brain power. That's how I like to think about it, is like forever agencies kind of grew by adding layers. And now I don't know if you need that so much. And I also think the lines are blurring between disciplines too, where it's like, throughout this process, we've been pitching businesses with one or two people. And it's like, you have to be the strategist, you have to be the account person, you have to be the creative. So how does that broaden the aperture? And I think people right now, if they use AI correctly, are capable of so much more than they were, 5 years ago. So that's sort of the premise in a nutshell. But at the end of the day, I want to be competing with what do we call him? Sheppy? What do you call
Shep
him?
Nasty.
Shep Nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean,
Still
people
gonna be
forget.
making silly ads and fun stuff and thoughtful things. So I think like, I don't want to forget that human element. It still starts with a, human insight, a human emotion. We're connecting with real people. We're not connecting with robots.
Yeah, that's just the Frank the Tank methodology. Frank the Tank versus Shep Nasty, who you got. That's kind of
and
that's what they're going to be
they
saying.
work together.
Yeah,
and
of course.
For the audience there. That's why we're bringing that up. But so what are we going to do? What are we thinking? Like, what is a win? Like,
got
what's the
good
big
wipes.
goal? What's the goal here? Like, we want to win like an Ad Age. We want to win a Cannes Lion. What are you saying to yourself right now, Frank?
So I think the goal, well, one thing actually I learned as a CEO is the more pulled away from the work I get, the less interesting I think it is. I think I have the most fun when I'm a little bit closer to the work. That's not to say like, the business part is not also interesting to me, but I think the win here is we gather a great group of people. We work with great clients, and I already started working with Good Wipes, and from the founder on down to the internal creatives. Shout out to Maria and Meredith. It's just a fun group to work with. So that is the goal. Work with great people, both on my side and the client side, and put work out there that people want to like and share.
So the way to measure that is like how many times you're coming on the Breaking Entering show. That's the KPI.
That's right.
So what do you think? What do you think my KPI is?
I would say
in that
I would
realm?
say you got to get on the Breaking Entering show once a month.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, that sells that. So what have you been doing with Good Wipes? How do you all like work with the team?
So it's actually a collaboration between Good Wipes and Liquid Death. So that work just launched 30 minutes ago. And it's being kind of small and nimble is nice because we can kind of mold into whatever sort of thing the client needs right now. So for example, like they have an internal creative team. Liquid Death has their own famous internal creative team. So it's sort of like, how do we not step on people's toes and contribute to the project and the process in a way that is valuable for them? Because I think when you're looking at it from the other side of an agency perspective, a client comes to you with money and they say, I have this project or I want you as AOR, and you look at their money from from a FTE, full-time employee perspective, and then you've got all these different departments vying for scope. It's a lot of it's about scope. So I think for me, it's less about that. It's more about what is the business problem? What do we have at our disposal? And what do we need to solve that? And in this case, it was partnering with Good Wipes and ultimately Andy and his team, who are amazing at Liquid Death. And, they just kept saying they wanted dumb things to push the humor. So,
Yeah.
and they helped us do that too.
So it's kind of like, hey, we got this thing that we're trying to do. We're trying to make this push, whatever it is, and they're just like, hey, we just need more help. Like we need some help with it, whether it's like creatively or whatever. And then you come in this situation at least, and like you're just kind of, you're all on the same team. You're not like, it's not like, okay, Future has this slice of the scope, go do that and let us know how it goes.
Yeah, ultimately for this one, it also is fluid. It moves as it goes, which I think any good project does. So it was me and Maria. This idea actually came from Maria at Good Wipes. Shout out to her. But that's where it starts, and then Liquid Death liked it a lot, and they jumped in and they plussed it up, and Andy shot it, so it was a fun little kind of experience for us. And also, after working with the Liquid Death crew, it's no surprise why they're great. They like to have fun. They keep things that they're very business savvy, but they also like to keep things light and silly and not take themselves so serious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
And we can talk about
Christopher Nolan would hate it doing a shoot with them, it sounds like. We were talking about Christopher Nolan right before this.
Were you? I was in my timeout box.
And we can talk about the new campaign that just came out here. Is that all good, Frank?
Yeah, it's all good. Do you want me to say it or you?
Yeah, so tell the people what just happened.
This is why we do it live.
Okay, so the basic premise is, there's new Scream soda, which is a flavor of Liquid Death. So it's vanilla scented butt wipes, and they actually put real Liquid Death mountain water in it. And it's an elevated, more, let's say, premium experience. So the idea is to give away another premium experience, which is you can win your own personal butler. So that butler is not going to do anything for you. He's not going to bring you finger sandwiches. He's not going to do anything except for come to your house and wipe your butt, and that's it. He can't do anything else. So someone can actually win this.
Someone's going to win this. And is it too late to rig the sweepstakes?
Do you want to win it?
I'm just asking, hypothetically, if is it possible? Are there some weak points here that maybe someone could infiltrate?
What did the podcast say? Let's take that one offline. They don't want to talk about it publicly.
Let's loop back or off the record. Maybe if you just say off the record, technically nothing that you say after that
Right.
could ever be used against you.
It can't be broadcast, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is it. I mean, the people are watching. We got pulled up too, and you got the butler doing the wipes. I mean, it's kind of I feel like Good Wipes has been doing a lot of these like collaborations.
Yeah.
And like that's been
I think,
the growth.
it's so far, and we have another similar one coming next month too. Different idea though, but for Good Wipes in particular, it's just been, they're a fun team. They're still founder led. They're growing. They're ambitious. They believe in brand. They believe in advertising. They've done a really good job with their product and showing up and creating community. So it really comes down from the top of that organization. And those are like dream clients to have. And I was very thankful that Meredith called me right when I was starting this thing to see if I could help out with this project.
It's fantastic. Well, Frank, appreciate you taking the time.
Starting strong. Day 2.
Come on, day 2.
Well, that's where I think like the work helps, because yesterday we launched and it's like all the talk is about AI, and I have 2 camps, kind of some people just excited that you're starting an agency and some people questioning all the AI stuff. But I think once we go, people will start to understand that the last thing we're going to do is sacrifice the quality of work. We want to get there faster and more efficiently for the clients.
Yeah, I mean, AI is just the buzzword of the year, so it's there's gonna be the angle. It's always gonna be an angle. But Frank, thank you so much. Congrats again on starting the agency, and excited to. I mean, monthly. Come on,
that's the goal.
I know, Gino.
Gee, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
I just like to talk to you, Frank.
We just like hanging out.
I just want to talk to you,
hanging out.
I can promise next month.
Okay. All right. We'll revisit. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
That was Frank Cartagena. He started his own agency, Gino. Come on, Frank the Tank.
He's going to do a good job. And listen up, I want to talk about another company doing a good job, IAB. What do you say? Let's go. Come on, applause to IAB.
New sponsor alert.
New supporting sponsor on the Break Entering live show.
Yeah.
I want to talk about IAB Creator Fronts. If you're in marketing, media buying, or any creator economy, mark your calendar right frickin' now. September 15th. That's September 15th in New York City. IAB is running Creator Fronts. It's the first upfront style event built entirely around creators. This is where brands, agencies, and the platforms actually driving commerce and culture right now show you how creator-led strategy is running the whole funnel. So if you're making media investment decisions this year, this is the room to be in before those decisions get made. September 15th, New York City. IAB Creator Fronts. Go frickin' check it out.
It's the place to be. Come on. I mean, this is great timing because nobody knows about creator programs more than who we're bringing in next. It's Paul Marvucic, the co-founder of Cousin Labs. We're going to get to the bottom of all this UGC employee creator programs. He's going to help us figure it all out. So let's bring him in.
Welcome to the show.
Paul,
Multiple
recurring guest.
Yeah,
Paul,
guest.
welcome to the show.
Looking good.
Oh
Hey,
my
guys.
God, look at the suit. Finally, someone dressed up.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, it's about time.
I think it's a shame that this is a new thing for you guys. I think you guys should have a dress code on Breaking and Entering.
That's right.
Wow.
I completely
And you got the
agree.
nice mic, Paul. You really showed up well.
I walk around down here in the financial district. I see all the finance bros in their uniforms. And I think, that's what we need a little bit more of. This crew, whoever comes on the show, must be suited up.
Listen, guys, creator marketing is serious business, okay? And so I hope that's kind of reflected in my attire today. And also, fun fact, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember, but we're approaching the 14-year anniversary of the Obama summer tan suit controversy.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought I would pay homage to that as well today.
That's right.
Yeah.
First up, how dare he? And
He looked good.
that is a classic one. That's a classic one. That's also a nice little, like a throwback to a simpler time. It's very nostalgic to think about that era. But I mean, to be honest, UGC was not an acronym that existed when President Obama was wearing the tan suit. But now it is a thing, Paul, and you've got a whole agency that really I don't know, you tell me, what's your involvement with UGC? We'll start there.
Yeah, and I think it's a really exciting topic to talk about today, especially as you guys already discussed some of this earlier with the gap Creator program you mentioned is opening it up to, more employees. That's awesome. There are tons and tons of retail brands, consumer goods brands, tech brands, beauty brands, all looking at the same map today and trying to figure out where creator marketing is going in 2026 and what it's supposed to look like, for them and their teams, especially in a world where, people are spending almost an hour a day on TikTok. I don't know what the latest numbers are. People under 25 are close to 2 hours.
Nice.
And when you look at the work that people are putting out there, brands are putting out there, ads just, I think you guys said this also earlier today or yesterday, ads just don't work. If you're making ads, as they say, you're not going to make it. And so I think brands are finally catching up to this idea that social should be running through creators, and that creator marketing is more than just paying creators for individual posts or posting once a week on your brand account. And I think the biggest challenge that I'd love to talk to you guys about is, how do you land on people's feeds? That's the biggest question you should be asking yourself today if you're in social, if you're in creator marketing. And how do you give talent and creators as many reasons as possible to talk about your product? And then how do you learn from that and incentivize creators to learn from that? And there are more ways than people think about how to structure creator marketing programs and how to do creator marketing. It's truly the wild, wild west in 2026.
It does feel like it, because on one side, like, to use the Gap example, you have like the highest end of production and like kind of creator, and they leverage these like stars, but they create these built for social videos that are extremely entertaining. And so if you're like a smaller brand that doesn't have a bajillion-dollar marketing budget, can you still compete in the feeds with brands like Gap and even like individual creators?
Yes, and I think it comes down to something that many people have talked about before, which is, we are in the algorithm era, we are in the interest graph era, we are in the post follower era, whatever era you think we're in. Basic, and you guys know this too. You started as two guys and an iPhone and a whiteboard. You can build an audience from scratch, and you can go viral on your first or second video. And if you think about the algorithm and marketing not as a one-way campaign and as a place to put content, and you think about the algorithm as the greatest creative testing machine that has ever existed, the job of creator marketing and product marketing changes from who should we work with? What creators should we work with? What should we do on social? To how do we learn as much as possible? How do we expose our product, on the algorithm and actually figure out what resonates with consumers, versus, having some brand guidelines decide that. The Gap example you guys showed with the timeline earlier is a great example of that, which is they have been building on that campaign, for years at this point, and knowing, hey, this works, let's double down on it, or, this didn't work, let's walk away from that. And I think that's probably the simplest version of creator marketing in 2026, which is, again, something you guys know, it's not rocket science. It just requires consistent application and a willingness to go through the valley of cringe, so to speak, and leave your ego at the door, admitting, hey, I don't know anything about my brand until proven otherwise on the algorithm.
Yeah, so you guys, it was the Arby's was the big one that you guys worked with, right? The Arby's boys, and doing like kind of like you pretty much like created this fan account that was just a different account, but just like pretty funny videos of people just interacting and working at Arby's or hanging out at Arby's. It was just like ridiculous, but it was like all centered around Arby's. Like it made sense. It had Arby's in the name of the channel too. So that's one example. Can you give us like other examples of like ways that you guys are approaching brands in terms of social and how they can show up on social in not the most obvious post from our main account type of way?
Yeah, definitely. And I think, Arby's Boys is a great example. I was on the show, back in April where we spoke about the success that we had there, 100 million views in less than 6 months. Or, we talked about the Not Spirit Airlines, parody account that ended up doing 30 million views in 30 days. All of those strategies, while you can put a name on them and call them, the fan account strategy or side quest strategy, whatever, works on LinkedIn in that day. they all have the same underlying focus, which is what are we doing to identify formats that are repeatable? You guys know this very well. You guys have a live show format, for example, and everything that we do is built through the lens of what are the brand elements that we can expose, through the product. You guys can put up a screen, later when you guys cut up this video. But if you go through, for example, the Arby's Boys, page, what you'll see is a real life case study of format experimentation and format iteration, right? This is what all of the, creator experts and creator content experts talk about. It's just what we apply to a brand, which requires consistency and an understanding of, hey, that piece of content worked really well. Let's double down on it. Or, hey, that didn't work. What did we learn from that? And I think that those two things, looking for formats and identifying formats, letting the algorithm push you in that direction, and understanding the signals and creating a performance loop. So creating a system for learning about what worked. Those are the two most important organizational capabilities that are missing, I would say, in marketing teams today. And it's exactly what we teach creators in our creator programs.
Yeah. Speaking of some of these creator programs, the Wall Street Journal, not too long ago, July 27th, Katie Dayton posted that regular people with 500 followers are becoming content creators, like brands like, I believe, Little Spoon here. Yes, SoulCycle, American Eagle, and Target are tapping in these micro niche creators here and giving them like a gift card for 10, 20 bucks to their place if they make a video here. Paul, how do we understand this in your world?
Yeah, it goes back to a simple supply and demand equation, which is if you work backwards from how long people spend on these platforms every day, think of it as video slots. If the average person watches 100 different videos across 20 different sessions on TikTok and Reels, that's how many times you have a chance to appear in somebody's feed. If you are a marketing team in 2026, chances are it is very hard for you to scale your production capabilities in a way where you can actually make an impact and appear on that person's feed. By the way, that is not the denominator you're working against. You are working against, how many videos are posted a day?
Yeah, a bajillion.
A bajillion, right? And so if you're posting once a day from your brand account, the odds of you successfully appearing on the feed of your customer or whatever the target audience is very low. So if you think about the objective of these programs, the objective should be, how do we think about ways to give people more reasons to talk about our product? How do we design infrastructure? How do we design programs that bring creators into the fold and then train them about how to talk about our product and how to get better with their content over time? That is what you're seeing with this employee, creator program, or EGC, whatever the term people are using. Or if you think about more traditional ambassador programs, the focus of these programs should be thinking about what is the brand goal and then what is the creator incentive that can drive that brand goal, and trying to figure out how those things work, which requires work, which nobody wants to do.
Yeah, so you're kind of like, it makes sense, because if you're the brand, these are relatively cheap expenditures to get, thousands of these creators that have 500 followers to post about your brand. And you're kind of just playing the numbers game. You're just hoping that a few of them pop off or catch the right audience or whatever. And so if you have a system in place where you're kind of guaranteeing that 1,000 of these people are going to post about the brand on a given day, you're trying to solve for that supply and demand equation, to be like, we just give ourselves a better chance of being talked about.
Yeah, and I think it is one tactic, right?
Yeah.
And I think what you'll see in creator marketing as it evolves, over the coming years, is more and more people will identify different models that work for them. They'll, name them certain things, but the basic idea is we are trying to learn about what makes our product viral. What are the messages that really work, about our brand on the algorithm, and then how do you scale that? The creators in many of these programs, they don't care about your brand, which is fine. You have to give them a reason to care about the brand and incentivize them. And so a lot of this comes down to creator incentive design. I'll give you a really good example that I saw recently that I think speaks to this exact problem, which you may have covered also, which is the Starbucks creator program. They launched this barista program several years ago. They saw a handful of creators who were baristas, start to go viral. And, somebody, kudos to whoever worked on this inside the Starbucks marketing organization. They said, hey, let's put our arms around these creators and give them incentives and reasons to, create content. From what I can see externally, it seems to be a very successful program. And they've taken it a step further where now I think there are like custom drinks, that are made, with these creators. They're doing this ad revenue share program with TikTok. So if your video, from what I understand, if your video is selected to be a paid ad, you will make some percentage of the revenue that comes out of that paid ad. Right. That is a really good example of what I mean when I say incentive design, because if I'm the creator, what I would be doing in that situation, or what I would hope would happen, is somebody at Starbucks is telling me, here's why your video did well. Here's what you can do to do that and get that result again and again and again. That's something that we do all the time inside our creator programs. We call it the Creator Academy. We teach creators how to, construct hooks, how to make unselfish content, how to read your analytics. There are all these basic tools that are well known, but require consistent feedback and knowledge and application.
Sign me up.
It's the new film school. It's like the short form film school. Like because some of this stuff is like, there is a good amount of it that is teachable. Like there is some formula to it all.
That's why they have classes in undergrad, Jack, that you said that would be stupid.
I would never. There's like, and then I wonder about, what about the people, if I work at one of these companies, or like I want to be a creator and I want to, I'm not necessarily like good on camera though, but I could direct someone else, and like someone else who is like the talent. Do you think you're going to start seeing, because there's more money going to creator marketing, like you're going to see just these like little camps now start to form of like, you got your director and your recorder and your editor and all that. Like you're already kind of seeing it, but that's mainly reserved for the big creators.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we run a scaled version of that inside the creator programs we run, where essentially the thing that I think you're describing that will be different kind of going forward is more and more brands will realize that there are brand ambassadors everywhere you look. There are people tagging your product every single day. What is stopping you from looking up every single tag post you've ever had and inviting those creators into a creator program and teaching them how to improve their content, and thinking about the benefits that come with working with you as a brand? There will be more and more competition for these creators going forward. And so I would expect brands to invest more in exactly what you're saying, which is not just, hey, we're going to invite you to a brand dinner, or
a retreat, perhaps a retreat in upstate New York, perhaps?
Or a retreat in upstate New York. It's going to be a little bit deeper than that, which is to say, here's, we really care about your career. And I think you'll also find more and more brands will hire these creators directly. I made a LinkedIn post about this the other day. I don't know, it's hyperbole, it's LinkedIn, but I do think there's a world where a year from now, if you don't have 10,000 followers, on social media, you may not get hired into marketing because people will be looking for proof of work. And I do think that if you fast forward all of this, 5 years from now, there will be creators who come out of some of these programs that we're talking about who will go on and become directors of marketing, VPs of marketing, CMOs. That is definitely in the cards. And I'm not typically one to make predictions, but
yeah, I mean, we've seen it. I mean, you see the
I know.
interns.
I'll leave that to Gino. He's made a lot of predictions.
Yeah, you had a great take yesterday about the rush talk and the people that are. This is a Gino take, but whoever is doing like the social media management and coordinating for all the Rush Talk videos.
Hire those people.
Gino is saying like, look now, because this is going to be your CMO. This is going to be your boss, because the way that they've captured attention. Just look at like the social campaign that they have. They have all the different on-ramps. Shout out Rachel Carton. And it is like really impressive.
Yeah, they're next step. And I was going to say, like, we've seen some like CMOs that started as like an intern at PepsiCo and worked their way up like as like analysts and stuff like that, and all the way up to CMO to potentially even CEO one day. But I think it's going to be so interesting to see that LinkedIn like progression from barista content creator to marketing, like North America marketing lead eventually. To
Do you? My question is, do you think that like a lot of brands still just like are not even aware of the vastness of the creator marketing and like what it can unlock? Because to me, it feels like people are vastly underestimating the amount of like attention it requires.
Yeah, I think to your, and also just to add to what you were saying, Gino, for example, the last 3 hires we've made on our team at Cousin Labs all have, creator background. They all have, successful reels and TikToks. And I would say it's already happening. And I think that'll accelerate, inside some of these marketing teams. Jack, just to give you a stat, we ran an analysis the other day on the Interbrand 100, like a proxy for like the top brands, in the world. And I think that average brand or the median brand was posting like, once a day on social media. And so I think that's a really good proxy for how far we still have to go when it comes to understanding that this is a supply and demand game. And it is an arithmetic game, which is to say that not that quality should go down. I think people hear that and go, oh, well, naturally that means quality goes down. No, in fact, it will put more challenges on your business to think about, well, are we thinking about product development in the right way? Do we have the right brand messaging? What are the assumptions that we have made in building our brand that we have not tested on the algorithm? And I think that's a very exciting, whether you agree with that or not, it's where we are. And I think that's a really exciting marketing challenge, for brands. And I think if they think about it that way, it becomes less of, hey, we're going to make some posts and hey, there's a system that we need to build here. And this is a core competency of marketing going forward.
100%.
Fantastic.
Paul, appreciate you as always. Always a pleasure getting to chat. And I feel like we always learn a freaking thing or two. So
I'll tell you what, he knows his stuff.
That's right. Excited to see what's next. I mean, God, it's like, you scroll on the feed, something crazy is going on. I bet Paul's behind it. That's what I've always said, Gino.
I know. He says that every day.
I say it every day before I go to bed.
Thank you guys so much for having me. And also, I'm going to send some Cousin Labs hats to you guys. So
that's a good look.
I was hoping for like an Oprah moment where I could tell you, hey, if you check under your desk, there's something for you guys.
That would be a little creepy, but it would be always appreciated. Paul, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, guys.
That was Paul. From Cousin Labs, talking UGC, talking creator programs. Just fascinating. It's like the underworld, because you don't really see it. It's like the invisible hand.
It's coming. The invisible hand's coming for every marketer.
That was the show. It has been a pleasure hanging out with you all. This has been presented by Tatari. Shout out to Tatari. I mean, frickin' just get on Tatari. Stop messing around. It's not funny anymore. It's really not funny.
Go to Tatari's website, please.
That's right. And shout out to Tracksuit. Shout out to IAB Creator Fronts. IAB Creator Fronts is happening on September 15th. We just talked about creator stuff for like 15 minutes. So if you want to learn more, or if you're in the media buying game, you got to check out IAB Creator Fronts. And Tracksuit, shout out, exclusive data partner of the Breaking and Entering Show. If you missed anything, you can rewind, or we'll post a full episode. But tomorrow, exciting announcement.
Where are we going tomorrow, Jack?
Tomorrow we're going to Denver, Colorado. We will be doing the live show from Denver, Colorado at Cactus Agency. And then the day after that at Work in Progress up in Boulder. Ooh. So we're bringing the show on the road. Excited for it. But
John
Denver,
will be the
what's
same.
that?
Rocky Mountain High.
Rocky Mountain High.
That's pretty
good. So, we'll be there. We're bringing the show on the road.
Same time?
Same time.
12 p.m. Eastern time?
12 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow.
That's going to be 10 a.m. Mountain time.
We're going to get on the flight. Hopefully we have no delays.
Ooh.
Everyone.
No, we're good. We'll be good.
We'll do an anti-rain dance before we leave. But anything else from
Shout out to Cactus and Work in Progress. It's going to be a lot of fun over there. Have you ever been to Denver?
I have been to Denver for a work trip.
Are you rushing me off stage?
What's that?
Are you rushing me off stage?
No. I'm getting ready for a...
Oh, you've been there before?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there for a work trip.
You've been to Boulder?
No.
Boulder's nice.
Do you like Boulder?
Yeah. Boulder's good. Best. Yeah. Deion Sanders.
Got it.
He's kind of an ad guy.
He's a great marketer.
Yeah.
Great brand, great marketer for sure.
But you said it like with the Netflix thing. Like they have really good advertising for not a very good like program. Like, is the football team going to be good this year? Is my question to you. I don't know.
Caitlin Ledoux in the YouTube comments says, making sure my sister, who's the social media girl for her sorority, knows to put it on her resume and LinkedIn.
That's right.
100%. And then Caitlin also said, brother's a huge podcast guy out in Boulder. Podcast guys, stand up.
Podcast guys, stand up.
Yeah, I run a podcast. That's how I introduce myself.
Oh,
I run a podcast.
what do you actually say?
I don't know. I usually fumble through and don't really give a straight answer.
My name's Gino. I cover the ad industry in a social first way.
Nice.
Built on social. We have a live show and a podcast and some newsletters.
Because everyone's like, what does that mean? I gotta go. I gotta get a drink. Okay.
If you know us, we know you, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow in Denver.
We'll see ya.